Yes, people, this is Guna Boxing Vlogcast. Yeah, tomorrow night, big heavyweight boxing showdown between FABIO WARDLEY and Daniel Dubois. Yep, that should be an amazing, exciting blockbuster of a fight. All British showdown for the WBO World Heavyweight Championship. Yep, FABIO WARDLEY is coming into the fight as the favourite because he is on slight better form. But don't count out Daniel Dubois just because he lost to Alexander Usyk. It doesn't mean he is washed up. He is still very young and he's still got many years left ahead of him in the heavyweight division. But because due to FABIO WARDLEY's recent form, yep, he is being picked as the slight favourite due to betting odds. If you do bet, yep, he is the slight favourite due to form. Yep, it should be a very exciting and entertaining match. Yeah, the fight has been called as, sorry about the background noise, yeah, the fight has been called as Don't Blink. So I believe anybody who lands the first punch will win the fight. Sorry about the background noise once again. Both fighters have something to make, have a point to prove, and both boxers have a statement to make. Yeah. FABIO WARDLEY has been awarded the WBO belt because he was stripped away from Alexander Usyk, so it was awarded to him. He didn't win it outright. But however, what gets me annoyed, when Daniel Dubois was the IBF champion, a lot of people were criticising him, saying he didn't earn the right to have the IBF belt. So it's just a lot of hypocrisy. A lot of people are against Daniel Dubois, and this is why Daniel Dubois has to go out there and prove himself, because a lot of people are against Daniel Dubois. A lot of people don't like Daniel Dubois, and they're saying he's a quitter and this and that. So Daniel Dubois, yep, he has to turn up and prove all the doubters wrong. FABIO WARDLEY, he hasn't fought a world title championship as well, so he's got something to prove as well. He's fought decent fighters, oh yeah, and he's got very good victories against good fighters, but he hasn't faced anybody that punches hard as Daniel Dubois. Yep, so also FABIO WARDLEY himself has something to prove also. Yep, FABIO WARDLEY got a very amazing victory against Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was coming into the fight in good form. Yep, and he finished off the fight in style. And the fight before that against Justice Hooney, yep, was losing on all of the cards. Yep, was losing all of the rounds. Yep, he wasn't winning a single round, and he finished off with one punch. Yep, so FABIO WARDLEY has done very well himself to get to the top. But Daniel Dubois on paper, yep, he's got the better amateur background. FABIO WARDLEY doesn't really have an amateur background. Yep, he come for the white collar route. And Daniel Dubois has fought better, more established opponents. Yep, in the likes of Jarrell Miller, yep, won very convincingly, stopped him in the late rounds. Yep, beat Filip Hrgovic and Anthony Joshua. So he has been on the combat trail himself, Daniel Dubois. And all praises to him as well after losing to Alexander Usyk, which is no shame. Yep, he's come back in the deep end and accepted a world title shot immediately. So all praises to Daniel Dubois. How I think Daniel Dubois is going to win the fight. I won't say it's easy, but I think he will win the fight. I'll say by 9th round KO. I think the power will be too overwhelming for FABIO WARDLEY. FABIO WARDLEY has got a decent chin, but he hasn't been hit by anybody like Daniel Dubois. He hasn't face anybody as aggressive as Daniel Dubois. However, if Fabio Wardley wants to win, what he has to do, he has to try and increase the tempo and make it very uncomfortable for Daniel Dubois. Like in the Kevin Lerena fight, which Daniel Dubois was losing and did get knocked down a couple of times, but he had an injury, to his, I think he had an ankle injury, and a lot of people say Daniel Dubois don't have heart, but however, he showed a lot of heart in that fight. So he has to try and make it uncomfortable, try and turn it into a brawl. That's the only way to victory for Fabio Wardley to win the fight. Just try and be a nuisance and be in front of Daniel Dubois all the time. He has to get toe-to-toe and turn it into a scrap. That's the only way I believe he has to make the victory happen. He isn't as technically gifted and skillful as Daniel Dubois, but he's a brawler, so he has to use his key attributes in terms of that and use his aggression as well. But however, for Daniel Dubois' key to victory, if Daniel Dubois wants to win, he has to use his physical attributes. Daniel Dubois is the bigger opponent. He's more bulkier. He's bigger in terms of size. They're both the same height, but Daniel Dubois is bulkier. He's got more meat on his physique in it. And in order for him to win, he has to rough up Fabio Wardley and lean on him and push him up and back him up against the ropes. And he has to use his superior jab. And double up on it. Keep on hitting him, Fabio Wardley, and countering Fabio Wardley with the jab as well. And make sure it gets through the guard of Fabio Wardley as well. But Fabio Wardley has got very good head movement. His defense is okay, it's not the greatest, but he's got very good head movement as well. So Daniel Dubois has to be very careful, because if he gives Fabio Wardley too much space, Fabio Wardley can exploit that, and Daniel Dubois can't be wasting too many punches, because Fabio Wardley is a very good counter puncher, and if Daniel Dubois gets countered, he can be in big trouble, because Fabio Wardley is a very good counter puncher, and that's how he gets his knockouts as well. So for what it is, Daniel Dubois has to rough up Fabio Wardley like he did against Anthony Joshua, lean all his body weight onto him and pressure him, bully him with his size and hit him hard with the jabs, and maybe test Fabio Wardley with body punches as well. If Daniel Dubois keeps on hitting Fabio Wardley and he finds his weak spot and making him uncomfortable, I don't think Fabio Wardley will like it, and Fabio Wardley has to be very careful that he doesn't get cuts, because I notice he gets cut quite often as well. And if Daniel Dubois keeps on hitting him in the same spot and Fabio Wardley gets cut, then there's going to be real problems for him. Fabio Wardley gets cut very badly. Daniel Dubois never gets caught. He's had bruises like in the Joe Joyce fight, but I'll speak about that in another video. But Daniel Dubois gets bruises, but he never gets caught. Fabio Wardley gets caught very badly, and Fabio Wardley needs to be very careful he doesn't get stopped due to cuts, because he got cut very bad against Fraser Clark in the first fight and against Nathan Gorman. So maybe that's something Daniel Dubois can exploit on as well. I think Daniel Dubois will do the job. I think it will be very similar to the Filip Hrgovic fight. When Daniel Dubois got the stoppage victory. Maybe he might not get a clean knockout, but he'll get the win by TKO stoppage win. Especially if Fabio Wardley gets caught. But however, if Fabio Wardley wants to win himself, maybe he can look at some of the tactics Joe Joyce used in the first fight. Obviously, Daniel Dubois was raw at the time and he wasn't quite in his prime yet, but maybe Fabio Wardley might look at the previous Joe Joyce fights and look for weaknesses and to exploit on Daniel Dubois. But however, in terms of psychology and mental toughness, Fabio Wardley is a bit more tougher in the mental department because people say Daniel Dubois is a quitter, but I wouldn't say he's a quitter. I think it was when he fought Alexander Usyk. I think it was more fatigue, and that messed up his spirit. So I wouldn't say he's a quitter. If people say he's a quitter, then I totally disagree. I believe they got it all wrong. He isn't a quitter. Just say Usyk was too much quality for him, and he couldn't keep up with the pace for Alexander Usyk. So now, for Daniel Dubois, it's now time to now he has an opportunity fighting somebody who hasn't got quite the same footwork as Alexander Usyk, and he might have more success in landing punches. But FABIO WARDLEY, you have to realise he hasn't got that type of agility as Alexander Usyk. So Daniel Dubois, I believe he will get more success in that one. I can go on all day. I'll try to make more videos, but that's pretty much I need to say for this afternoon. But I'll try and make more videos. But once again, thank you for watching. Yep, this is Guna Unboxing Vlogcast signing up for now. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and let's hope it's a good fight tomorrow. Let's hope it's fireworks and it's entertaining, and let's hope the best man wins. Once again, thank you for watching. Signing out for now.